to Mexico City.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for being here in Alfa 91.3.
It's my pleasure to be here.
And Monterrey too, Dash. So
Si.
let's begin this interview. I know you are short of time. So tell me please, who do you consider to be your most important inspiration as a musician?
Michael Jackson. That's
Simple
it.
as that?
That's it. As a performer, as a musician, and I think he's just fantastic.
And how do you think music, for example, in clubs, resonate with their mood, and if so, with their spirit?
I think the people who come to the Dash Berlin shows, they are open for emotion, and they are open for melodies, and because they are sharing this together, you get a great atmosphere, which is very difficult to put in words, but you have to come to a show to actually witness it.
Do you think, or do you believe in some way that music could be the way to approach some divinity? Do you believe in God, for example?
No, I don't.
And do you think music could be a vehicle to approach in some other level the spirit of the human beings to another dimension, for example?
I believe greatly in that music unites, and it unites all people of different color, of different race, of different beliefs, and of different jobs, and of different levels within within the world, and that's the fantastic thing about music, and even better, the great thing about electronic music at this point, because it's only getting bigger and bigger and uniting more people all over the world as we speak.
And how do you see yourself more? I mean, as a producer or as a DJ?
Absolutely, as a DJ. That's where I started from. That's where my biggest passion is as a musician, and that's also where my heart comes from as a DJ. So that I think also as a producer, as a DJ.
And do you prefer vinyl or turntables or CDs and digital downloads with CDJs or something? The analog or digital?
My preference is good music. I think that's the most important, and it's not important if it's coming from an analogic way or if it's coming from a digital way. Good music is good music. That's the most important, and it will touch everyone.
And talking about the term of good music for Dash, what requirements need the music to be good music for you?
I think the most important is as a person that you're open for music, and I think melodies they bring a big part. Besides that, I think vocals can definitely be an icing on the cake, and of course you want to hear quality instruments. Again, that can be acoustic. Or more analog instruments, but they can also be digital instruments.
And what kind of sounds inspire you during the creative process? What kind of sounds are your favorite sounds nowadays?
Well, I'm constantly looking for new plugins and new sounds, so that's what we do with the team. But the main inspiration where we try to create music is always coming from the dance floor. So in a weird way of saying is, in a way, people are listening to Dash Berlin. They are also listening to themselves, because I try to translate the emotion coming from the dance floor into the productions for Dash Berlin.
This next Friday is going to be your event, Dash Berlin. We are Lado B. So it's all inspired in bikes. And how does it work, or why bikes?
Because we're going trying. What we are trying to achieve is to collect enough human energy. Human energy. That's what I mean by biking. So obviously, by people biking, to fuel enough energy to light up a stage, and the amount of time that we can do that is going to eventually determine if we are going to set a record for the Guinness Book of World Records for that. So it's really interesting, and it's gonna take a lot of energy from people. We have 5 to 10 minute sessions for people on the bike, and we have different bikes over there, and I'm gonna join myself too.
Wow.
Trying to set a world record, and that would be great. So we can say we are a world record.
That's very interesting, and congratulations for it.
Well, not yet, eh?
No, not yet, but I am sure you're gonna do it. So
Yeah, we're gonna do it, and I hope we are able to achieve this together with the Mexican people. That would be fantastic.
I want to ask you something about this boom, fantastic boom, atomic boom of electronic music in the world. But what kind of music you are listening nowadays? Who's your favorite ones?
Oh, I go.
Who do you admire, or what do you think about all this movement?
You know what? I think that there's a fantastic underground dance culture with a lot of unknown, but fantastic quality artists, which are not known all over the spectrum of mainstream music. And I've stated in interviews before that also the underground fuels the mainstream. So I also get a lot of inspiration for underground music to make music. I listen. I have a very, very large iTunes selection. It's huge. So what I do, I just put it on shuffle, and when I hear something interesting, because I have quite a collection built up over the years, and when I hear something interesting that I don't know, then I just rate it very high, so I can always find it back, and I will listen back to it, and I fuel myself with that.
Some from Latin America or Mexico could be an influence for you.
I think what is interesting is that what you see with the popularity of electronic music, eventually there's also going to be a turning point for more original instruments, and that's where Mexico can definitely kick in with traditional Mexican music. And if it's possible to fuse that together, then you could have something really interesting.
And what do you think is going to be the future of the music? Which one is the next level?
You know what? I think everything has an end, but I'm just hoping for us all that we're not able to witness it.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. But in the near future, what do you think is going to do DJs or mainstream DJs as you in the forthcoming months or years?
The interesting part is where you and that's the strength of electronic music. It's constantly it's progressive. It's progressing because of new sounds, new ways of making music. Even it follows up each other very quickly, and it can become very popular in a short time because it goes over the internet and it's digital music, right?
Yes.
In the future, I think the whole world has internet, so it has also the possibility to listen to electronic music, and where it's going to eventually end or go, that's difficult to point out. What I see, what is getting more important for my shows is that the influence of live instruments or singers, vocalists on stage to have more of a concert concept, or to infuse more live instrumenting on stage. That's also possible.
Which one do you think is the most important city for the electronic music scene? New York, Amsterdam, London, or Berlin? Or
No, I just got this question actually a few weeks ago, And I had to make a top 5, I think, of most important cities in the world for electronic music. And you know what the number 1 was, I said?
No, what?
Mexico City.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Mexico City?
Yeah.
In the electronic music scene?
Yes.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I thought it was in Europe or Amsterdam or London or Berlin or something.
I think they have been very influential years ago, but not at this current time. At this current time, especially Latin America is very influential in electronic music, and I have to say that's why I'm also very happy that my new album We Are is doing so well also in Latin America. Just a few days ago, everything went up in the iTunes charts of the general charts, going to number 1 for Colombia, I think also Argentina, Mexico.
Wow.
And it shows that electronic music is of great importance in Latin America, and that's fantastic.
Wow, that is good to know, isn't it? It's good to hear from you. Thank you very much, and thank you very much for this interview.
Gracias, Toño.
Absolutely.
Gracias,
To the other side
Gracias.
of the window. Thank you very much. Thank you for this interview. Thank you for your time, and thank you for this wonderful conversation.
Thank you. Thank you for having me in the show here.
Thank you very much. Gracias, Juani, también. Y gracias a todo mundo. Thank you, sir. Y pues bueno, esto es Dash Berlin, Till the Sky Falls Down. Lo conocen bien, ¿no? Están en
Alfa 91.3. Más variedad, mucho más música.